about women in games, but before we get into it,
Women
we have
in
to
games.
acknowledge everybody that is subscribed to the channel. Wow, honestly, I don't really even know what to say. This has been such a overwhelming week in the best way, but thank you. Thank you to every single one of you for all of the comments and messages and just all of the support. Now, let's talk about hot characters. I've always found it very interesting when I see some gamers say, I don't care what my character looks like, I just want a good game. And while
MKJ's video, I have no idea. Her name is called the background NPC. Is it her? Is her name Jade? I don't really know her name. No,
sure, I believe some people probably do feel that way. When you actually look around at what's successful and what's not, what resonates.
Okay, question. Do you guys like attractive characters in video games? Right? Do you guys like it? For me, I don't really mind it as much as long as like it fits the story and everything, you know. I don't really mind it as much, but I mean, we all like to see beautiful things? I don't know. Like, I don't mind it as much though. Like, is it really that much of a controversy? Why is everyone like? Is it really that much of a controversy?
And what doesn't? The idea that visuals don't matter,
like hot game characters,
doesn't really hold up. The second you start digging into this stuff, it's pretty clear. Visuals play a huge role in whether something hits or flops. And if they didn't, cosmetics probably wouldn't be one of the most profitable parts of the entire gaming industry. The truth—
yes, any game that has customization is... I just really like any game that has customization. Like, you get to customize your weapon, your avatar, your character. Who doesn't love that, right? Who doesn't love that? Like the six-pack guy from the last game. Exactly. Exactly.
Truth is, I think most of us do care.
It's very eye candy for sure.
Even if it's subconsciously. And this isn't just a gaming thing, but for whatever reason, the gaming industry seems—
But then he changed into a monster. Like, I think that looks pretty cool too, you know. It doesn't have to be like shirtless characters all the time, you know. As long as it fits the story, or looks cool or something. Like, or even if they look terrible or horrifying, like in horror games, or like at least it still look cool, you know. Even if you look scary, you can still look cool as a character. But like, as long as it's more about the gameplay and the story for me, I would say more about the gameplay. But I'm not gonna lie, I do like cute stuff too, like Animal Crossing, Disney Dreamlight Valley, or any. I do like cute looking characters as well, you know. The aesthetics of Souls game, like, it's actually, I mean, why can't we all just appreciate just beauty just because of it, you know? Is it so wrong to just want attractive characters, or like beautiful scenery, or don't we all like to see beautiful stuff?
especially confused about it, because books, anime, movies, shows, we care about how the characters look. We always have. Now,
yeah, even in Minecraft, everything is square. Like, I think the gameplay is what matters more to me, you know? Don't you guys agree? Like, would you rather have ugly characters in a good game to play, a good gameplay, or would you rather have like good looking characters but like the gameplay is so bad, you know, and the story is like, oh, it's so boring, you know? Which one would you rather have?
just to be clear, an attractive character cannot save bad writing or bad gameplay. A great design won't make a boring game.
Yeah, exactly. Just because some character looks good doesn't really matter. Like, it matters the gameplay and the story.
Fun and eye candy is totally pointless if there's zero substance to back it up. And on the opposite side, it's not like a game is necessarily doomed if the characters are uninspired or unattractive. But let's be honest, we have been done dirty quite a few times at this point. But when it does work, when you combine great writing, a solid gameplay, and a compelling visual design, that's really when the secret sauce hits. And that's when a character truly becomes iconic. So, how important is beauty?
being VTubers, you know, just because your model looks really good, but your content isn't good or something. I'm not saying I'm not naming people, but you know, same thing with the ideology. Like, your model may look good, but your content is not. Then what's the point, right? And then some people have like really weird looking models. Let's say Kenji, for example. His model looks so funny, but he's actually a really good content creator, you know? For me, it's all about the gameplay, the content, and the story for the game rather than a good looking character. Even though I think like looks, attractiveness is like extra. Even if you're looking for like a partner, I think looks are extra. But if the person's not a good person, then would you want to be with them? You know, it's all about the story, the gameplay, the personality. You know, Kenji, is it Kenji? I think his name is Kenji, right? Or is it? Yeah, I think his name is Kenji. Yeah, I need humor else is looking up from my looks. Yeah, I think he's a VTuber. Is his name I think his name's Kenji, right? I don't know, chat. I just woke up. I'm pretty bad with names, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, you know,
Beauty really? What can it actually be used for in storytelling, and why does it matter at all? Yes, beauty is completely subjective, but let's try and figure it out together. When it comes to storytelling, beauty isn't just about looking good, it's about what that beauty communicates. It's a kind of visual shorthand for personality, purpose, or the emotional tone of a character. Take Cortana from Halo. She's sleek, luminous, and kind of untouchable. Her ethereal design isn't random, it reinforces
she's so
her role
pretty.
as
What game is this? She looks like Stellar Blade. Like, this kind of reminds you of Stellar Blade. What game is that?
AI. She's attractive, mysterious, highly advanced, but also just slightly out of reach. Or Aerith from Final Fantasy. She's beautiful in this really soft, gentle way. Her design radiates hope and warmth, and you feel that when she's on screen. There's something very delicate and endearing about her that sticks with you. Then there's Eve from Stellar Blade, and yeah, people definitely noticed her design pretty much immediately. Blade. She's bold, striking, and yes, super hot. But what's cool is that once the game launched, the gameplay actually backed it up. And okay,
yeah, the gameplay is actually good.
Verso from Clair Obscur for a second, because
I have not played. I didn't finish Clair Obscur yet.
White hair, the posture, the somber expression. He's restrained, haunted, and you immediately feel like there's something deeper going on. These characters aren't designed to just be pretty. They're designed with intention. Their looks are part of their emotional blueprint.
As long as it matches the story, you know? Even if the character is a goblin looking character, as long as it's like a fun game, kind of like what's that game that had goblins as a customization? It was a remake. What was the name again? I'm so bad with names. We didn't finish that game yet, but what is it called? It was like I forgot the name, chat. I think it was like you were in this fire temple or something, fireplace. I forgot the name. It was a remake that came out recently. The game where they had a bunch of goblins.
And the fact that they're attractive is what actually initially draws you in. Their looks tell you how to feel before a single line of
Oblivion. See, as long as the story's good, you know.
As humans, we are biologically wired to respond to beauty, and that's not a bad thing. So when a character's design feels off, or it doesn't match the story we're being told, that disconnect can make it way harder to emotionally connect. And this kind of visual storytelling has been around for ages. This is nothing new, and it's not just in games, it's everywhere, especially in film. Taking a look at Lord of the Rings, think about Aragorn. Rugged, attractive, weathered, and quietly noble. His entire look reflects the burden that he carries, and you can see the weight of his past just by looking at him. Then there's Éowyn and Arwen, Two beautiful women with totally different vibes.
Is that Lord of the Rings?
One is a warrior with conviction, the other is a very soft, ethereal queen. And their looks reflect who they are at their core. And that's what good design does. It supports the story. All right, switching tones completely here, but I have to talk about my love for the Mummy series very quickly. Because Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz weren't just very fun, flirty, iconic characters. They were extremely captivating. Their chemistry was off the charts, and they were both ridiculously attractive, okay? But their beauty didn't just decorate the film, it amplified it. The adventure they were on, the romance, the danger. I actually love this series so much. I used to work at the Mummy roller coaster at Universal, and I may or may not have hearing loss in my one ear thanks to Brendan Fraser screaming for his coffee at the end of the ride.
You said, do you think Jesus would be portrayed not handsome? Good question. I have no idea. My dad's side is Catholic and my mom's side is Buddhist, so I'm like a mix of both. Sometimes I go to the church, sometimes I go to the temple. But I mean, Jesus is pretty good looking, right? But I don't know. Yeah, do you think Jesus would be portrayed not handsome? Not sure. But then again, like, isn't like I also heard like people don't know what Jesus looks like, you know? It's more of just people create the image of them in his mind. I don't know, like he could look like someone else entirely, you know? Jesus do be hot. Jesus do be hot.
Just a little bit of NPC lore for you. So if we know that beauty helps tell the story, what about when it's entirely in the player's hands? Let's talk about character customization.
Same with Buddha. We don't know if there's a female or a male. Buddha has no gender either. So yeah, people don't really know like what I don't think people know what Jesus looks like here. Is what I heard. Even Buddha themselves.
Literal billions being spent on. Video game cosmetics are a multi-billion-dollar industry. In fact, media research projects that purely cosmetic in-game purchases will reach $100 billion a year by 2028. Let that sink in for a second.
Imagine how much money Genshin Impact has right now. Like all the characters, the gacha games, the customization for Overwatch, new skins coming out. Oh my gosh. People love customization. Like, it's just gonna keep growing. Any game that has customization is gonna like make a lot of money for sure.
$100 billion a year for making your character look nice. Listen,
oh my God.
All right, I am not ashamed that I myself played a part in this pretty recently. I hadn't touched Fortnite in like 7 or 8 years, but I randomly started playing duos again over the last few months, and pretty much right after I did, I saw none other than Spike Spiegel and Faye Valentine in the shop. Yeah, I was buying up those V-Bucks pretty much immediately. It was just the idea of getting to play as some of the characters I love so much in a game that I've unironically been having a ton of fun with. It was all.
Don't ask me how much I spend in Genshin and Overwatch. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Hundreds? Yeah, maybe. We don't talk about it.
Almost like I had no choice here. Quick side note. Faye Valentine definitely goes on our list of amazing female characters, for sure. And I must confess, I've also purchased the Sabrina Carpenter skin.
Oh, Sabrina.
Her dress was just so pretty. Now, on the flip side, the opposite is true too. When character design
that was all over
resonate,
Twitter,
players clock it immediately. This is very old news at this point, but I always think about Concord. This was really the first time, at least for me, that I had seen
only hundreds. Lucky with how much did you spend? What? Oh my God. You have no idea how much I spent in Overwatch as well. This is why I'm hesitant to play Marvel Rivals, not gonna lie. This is why. Wait, do people spend money in Marvel Rivals for customization? Is there even customization in Marvel Rivals? This is why I'm scared to play games like, oh, my League of Legends. I spend money in League of Legends as well. Those Ari and Sona skins. Oh, Jeff skins. I'm guilty myself. Definitely. Oh my God.
There's so much public backlash about character design. And for Concord, yeah, it kind of seems like this was one of the biggest reasons that it flopped. People did not like the characters. They felt awkward, uninspired, off-putting, forced. In a market full of games where the character designs are intended to
What
be
game is
inherently
that?
beautiful, bold, attractive, Concord's cast kind of looked like they were built by a committee just to check boxes. And then there's Starfield. This game was supposed to be massive, story-rich, world-expanding,
What is
but on
this?
top of just so-so
What
gameplay,
is
the one thing I kept seeing
What is this? Why do they look like that? What? Looks like my lab simulation in biology class. Online lab simulation. This is exactly what they look like low poly models. What's League? Like League of Legends. Do you play League of Legends? Okay, I used to play League of Legends a lot, and then I switched over to Overwatch, and then that's when I started streaming. I started streaming with Overwatch, I think. Back in my day. I don't know, do the Marvel rivals have skins as well? This is why I'm scared to play games like that. This is why you guys don't see me stream those games a lot. Like, I'm scared, like, I'm gonna get addicted to those games. I'm already addicted to Overwatch right now. I still play it off stream. Like, whenever I do, like, 1 hour or 2 hours of homework, I take, like, 10-minute break and I play one Overwatch match. Yeah. I bought Tarkov. Wait, Tarkov? Is that fun? I haven't played League in more than a year. I haven't played it since I started streaming, I think. Yeah.
over and over again was how unappealing, bland-looking, and emotionally empty the NPCs felt. They didn't draw you in or match the tone of the world for the most part. They were just generic copy-paste that you didn't really want to engage with. Another game that comes to mind that I've mentioned before is Star Wars Outlaws. Unfortunately, both good gameplay and good character design were amiss here. And there were even moments where Kay Vess didn't look quite human, which is very wild because her
she looks human. What do you mean she doesn't look human? Why? Wait, why? So yeah, kind of like what I said before. It doesn't matter. I mean, looks are an extra thing, but if like, if the gameplay isn't good, then nobody will want to play it. You know. Even if the skins is good too, like if the character or doesn't match the story, or just gameplay of the story isn't good, then I wouldn't want to play it either. Same thing with VTubers, like I said, like if you're even if your model looks super high tech, you spend so much money on it, but your content is kind of like not there, you don't have any content, then it wouldn't even matter, you know? It wouldn't even matter. And I think that even though people say like, oh, I'm scared of what I look like in real life streamer, VTuber stuff, I'm like, I think it's the content that matters, you know? There's lots of people who are in real life streamers and they don't do very well either. It's because content, it's not about the way you look most of the time, I'd say. Unless your content is based on looks, then you know, like a hot tub streamer or something. If it's based on looks, then looks are a big thing in your content, in your community, you know, I guess. Yeah. But if it's not, if you're doing other things, then I think it's all about the content, the gameplay, stuff like that.
Actress is so stunning. The blueprint was right there, but for some reason, I guess they couldn't make a character design that did her justice. And the disconnect across all of these examples is important to note because it's not just about realism, it's about relatability. Games are probably the biggest storytelling medium, and
even with like, you know how like a lot of streamers have like, they go for like the big boob models and stuff. They think like, oh, people with those types of models are popular. But you know, you see like streamers who don't have those, like Saba or other streamers like Shondo, you know, Fallen Shadow, like those people don't have any, you know, like big boobas, and they still are very popular streamers. It's all about the content, you know. And you like, yeah, just because you have like a very good looking model doesn't mean like you're like it's a skill issue. No, not skill issue, but my point is, it's all about the content, the gameplay, the story, stuff like that.
And a character's design should invite you into the story. People want to feel something when they look at a character.
Yeah, she looks
excitement,
human.
admiration, curiosity. And when what you're looking at feels flat, awkward, or overly ordinary, like someone you just pass by on the street, it breaks the fantasy. And that desire for your character to look attractive and appealing, it starts even before the actual.
Same with I think like being lewd or family friendly, you know, like just because a person is like if you see other people doing better because they're being lewd or stuff, like just because you're doing doesn't mean like you're gonna also be like that, you know. Everybody's different, you know, stuff like that. And just because somebody's family friendly doesn't mean like they're bad streamers, stuff like that. There's lots of really popular family friendly streamers out there. Her, for example, even lots of family friendly content creators as well as vtubers and stuff. Like it all depends on your content, the gameplay, the story. Same with all of these, like the characters don't really matter as much, you know.
Game begins. Take Baldur's Gate 3 for example. According to Larian, players collectively spent over 8,000 years just in the character creator. That's like 16% of the game's total playtime before even starting the game. And yes, I did contribute to that. Because to me, character aesthetics are just part of the immersion. They're part of what makes an incredible game. They help me feel more emotionally anchored in the world and make for a way more enjoyable experience. And this goes for both male and female characters.
But yeah, if the game has really good looking characters, like I'm not complaining. Who doesn't like good looking, cool looking, cute looking characters in the video game? Who doesn't, right? Like who doesn't appreciate beauty, you know?
Like, even in Red Dead Redemption 2, I loved getting to change Arthur's hair, his beard, and outfits, and I'm just so glad we got to do that because I really felt like I could reflect where he was at mentally and emotionally. That small touch made him feel a lot more real. Now, switching gears for a quick moment, bear with me here, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and out myself for a second. I love a good romantasy book. Yes, I know, but before you roll your eyes and you click off the video, please just hear me out. This genre includes some of the best-selling books on the market. You maybe have heard of series like Throne of Glass, Twilight, or ACOTAR, and the characters in these stories are described with this enchanted, ethereal kind of beauty.
What book
it's
is
dramatic, it's swoony, it's meant to sweep you off your feet, and that's part of the fantasy. It's part of the immersion. There's even one fan favorite image of a certain ACOTAR character that went viral, and for many
was that game called Love in Deep Space? Is that what it's called, Love in Deep Space? I haven't played it yet, but I've seen some people play it. I don't know, should I play it? It'd be so weird if I played it though. I don't know, I'm kind of curious about what that game is about though. But yeah, they have pretty good looking characters in that game too.
Fans, that's basically canon now. Godspeed to whatever casting director has to find that guy in the real world. They will come for you. The exact same thing happens in anime and animation, sometimes even more intensely. These characters are designed from—
Wait, you have to spend money in Love in Deep Space? Wait, why? Wait, I thought it was just a game. You actually have to pay in the game as well?
the ground up to be visually appealing. Their looks are exaggerated, idealized, sometimes maybe a little too much, but we love them for it. And there's a reason that certain characters dominate cosplay every con season, or why fans fight over—
Whoa, is that a cosplay of that other— what was that, Baldur's Gate? Whoa, he looks like the character. What the heck? I haven't played it. I have a lot of friends who are really into Final Fantasy and Baldur's Gate, like Buntiru. Like, I have a lot of people I know, even in real life, like they like those types of games. Whoa, look at that.
Who's best girl or best boy with—
Also, Loki, I liked Final Fantasy 14 back when I played it, was because the character customization. I liked it. The characters look so freaking cute.
Genuine passion. Even in the VTuber space, visual design is everything. And there's a reason VTubers put so much effort into their appearance, and people can completely fall in love with them before they ever even hear their voice. The look, the aesthetic, the—
Oh wait, she's talking about VTubers. Wait, what? Hold on, go back. I was like, wait, this person looks familiar. Hold on.
We love them for it, and there's a reason that certain characters dominate cosplay every con season, or why fans fight over who's best girl or best boy with genuine passion. Even in the VTuber space, visual design is everything. And there's a reason—
Hey, she looks familiar.
Reason VTubers put so much effort into their appearance, and people can completely fall in love with them before they ever even hear their voice. The look, the aesthetic, the vibe, it all is meant to draw people in. The design is the hook. All of this is so important because when a character looks the way they're supposed to feel, that's when the magic happens. That's when people get protective. That's when a fandom really forms. Piggybacking off of
for our channel, we're still working on it. Right now we're still like our 2.0 model was actually a cyberpunk model, which is we kind of turned it into the one I'm using right now, kind of like an alternate model. The one I'm using is an alternate model, but our main 2.0 one was actually a cyberpunk model. You can see in my outfit, it's mainly cyberpunk. Hold on, blah, blah, blah. Mainly cyberpunk stuff, but we're slowly becoming something a little bit more different, I think. I'm kind of going towards we're gonna have three new outfits for our 3.0, and we're still working on it, but 2 of our outfits are already done. We're trying to mold it into more of a theme that matches my vibe more. I'll just say that we're changing a little bit. We're in progress. Yeah. We're in progress. So yeah, I can't wait to the next debut, but we're working on the 3rd outfit, and then we gotta talk to my rigging mama to start rigging. But yeah, one of the outfit, I think I posted some sneak peeks in Sub's channel, is a nurse outfit because my whole theme is mainly myself, like my career, basically just me being a nursing student. I want to do more nursing content and stuff, so we're trying to fit it more in my vibe, you know. But yeah, the looks as a VTuber, looks are kind of it does kind of tell your story a little bit, but at the end of the day, if you don't have content to put out, if you're not, you know, then it wouldn't even matter, you know.
Of all of that, I'd like to touch on something very quickly that gets brought up a lot in conversations.
Such a good idea.
And that's the idea that it's just gamers that are the ones who care way too much about a character's appearance. That it's just gamers who have this problem. Like the second someone doesn't like a design, it's suddenly gamers are just toxic and you just need to get over it. But based on everything that I've
she's so pretty. I want to play Nier Automata soon too.
Said thus far, honestly, I do not think that's fair, because this is a thing across every genre, every medium. Everybody wants well-designed, fun, good-looking, beautiful, charismatic characters. It's how we're wired, and it's why certain characters instantly spark hype online or can aid in tanking a release before it's even out of the
Even our Discord, it's mainly cyberpunk theme right now, but we may gently slowly mold it into something more my vibe as well. Like even the name, like the top of the Discord, my name is usually like Traveler, and now it's Overlord. Like I really like cute stuff, so, and like I like playing Souls games like that. So now I'm more slowly molding it more into my vibe. Also we have our new tag if you guys want. A new server tag, I think. I kind of named it Remi because I didn't know what to name it at the moment. But for now, it's Remi. If you guys want to add that to your name as well, it's free. You don't have to pay anything, I think. So yeah, if you want to add that to your name, you're able to do that as well. Okay, let's keep going.
Oven.
Yes. Who's that?
I'm looking at you, Intergalactic. Now, again.
Looking at you. Who is this? What the heck?
I am not saying every character in a game needs to look like a Superman.
Traveler, like you know how cyberpunk, I came from the future and stuff like that, so I'm kind of traveling. Yeah, we're slowly going away from cyberpunk slowly. Maybe we will still have it, but we'll see. Yeah, there's a bunch of debuts at the moment, so I'm kind of just taking my time, you know. You just have one more outfit to do.
Model. But what I am so tired of seeing is characters intentionally designed to be less appealing. When the people making the decisions nerf a character's looks in a way that has nothing to do with their actual background or story, they just do it just because, it really makes no sense. It creates
Exactly. It has to match with the story and stuff, you know?
it's unnecessary dissonance, and it pulls people out of the fantasy instead of drawing them in. My last note on this here is just think about celebrities. Think about how people respond to celebrities, whether they're singers or actors. How they look, their appearance is always part of the conversation. And so many times you could easily say it even contributes to their success. Even when it technically has nothing to do with what they're known for, it somehow still does. Because that's just how humans respond to other humans. We're
Like
made that way.
AJ's.
We notice, we
that
connect, we
Warframe?
feel,
That's
and
not
what we
Warframe.
see at the first glance is the very first step of that. So of course,
is
while
that?
beauty is not everything, and it's certainly not a substitute for good writing, gameplay,
Exactly.
or mechanics,
Yes.
it's so often our very first impression, and usually it's the first thing that really captures our attention, lets us know what a character is about, and makes us care. And this is something that has always mattered and will always matter, regardless of the medium being used to tell the story. And all
Yeah, I do agree. Like, while looks aren't as important, but you know, like VTuber models, like it has to match your theme. You know, if you want to tell a story about yourself, let people know what your vibe is. The way that you dress do be pretty adds up to the equation. You know, like really does guide people in a way. Really does an impact as well. So yeah, I do agree. While it's not like super important, as important as gameplay and stuff, but the character design do be pretty important too.
All of this is why I just do not understand why some developers keep getting it wrong. It really feels so simple. Yes, give us great gameplay, fun mechanics, a interesting and meaningful story, but then layer attractive, pretty characters on top of that to create hype around the game, grab our interest, and hold our attention. All of this just makes for a much more enjoyable experience. For developers who are passionate about the projects that they're making, and they're doing it for the right reasons, odds are this is probably already all included. So it really is a guarantee.
Is that God of War or something? So many games that I don't remember names
Formula for success, and they're shooting themselves in the foot if the very first thing that we see is a bland, boring, or just unappealing protagonist or cast of characters. Sorry for the outfit jump scare. This is editor NPC here, and I was watching this back through and wanted to make sure I just clarified this point really well at the end. All right, I'll see myself out. Okay, thank you so much to those who made it to the end of this video. I'm genuinely so glad that you were here. Like I said at the start, this past week has been a bit of a whirlwind. I just want to say I appreciate everyone and your support so much. I still really can't wrap my head around everything that's happening, but I'm just gonna be here doing my thing like I was already planning to do. So thank you again for being a part of this YouTube journey with me.